So much for repealing and replacing Obamacare with something better. So much for repealing Obamacare, period. It has been the Republican mantra for 8 years. They now control the White House, the Senate, and the House, but in the end, there was no consensus. And as Kate Flexter tells us, the angst and the hand-wringing continues. Kate.
Well, thanks, Alan. This bill had no Democratic support, so when two more Republican senators announced their opposition to the plan, it became impossible for it to pass.
Things turned upside down for Kathy Bryant when her daughter Danielle was just 5 years old and developed a rare seizure disorder.
It only takes 1 minute for everything in your world to change.
The diagnosis, Bryant says, left Danielle uninsurable and the family paying thousands of dollars in medical bills, ultimately declaring bankruptcy.
We went from very stable, easy, simple life to I can't work because I need to stay home and take care of a kid that's extremely ill within 2 days.
Today at 21, Danielle's still living with the illness, suffering anywhere from 3 seizures a day to as many as 500. Now she's covered under her dad's insurance until she's 26 and uses Medicaid as a secondary coverage. But as healthcare takes center stage in Washington, Bryant worries what repealing and replacing Obamacare could mean for her daughter.
She wasn't insurable even at 5, so there's no way she would be insurable now.
It's a promise President Trump made time and time again on the campaign trail.
Obamacare is a disaster. Repeal it and replace it. Repeal and replace. Repeal and replace Obamacare. We're going to repeal it, we're going to replace it, we're going to get something done.
And for months, Congress has discussed several alternatives to Obamacare. But late Monday night, 2 more Republican senators announced their opposition to the bill, all but ensuring its failure. President Trump then proposed repealing Obamacare without any alternative. Republican senators rejected that as well.
We'll just let Obamacare fail. We're not going to own it. I'm not going to own it. I can tell you the Republicans are not going to own it. We'll let Obamacare fail, and then the Democrats are going to come to us and they're going to say, how do we fix it? How do we fix it? Or how do we come up with a new plan?
Republican State Representative and orthopedic surgeon Julio Gonzalez has long been an opponent of Obama's signature health care bill. In fact, it was the reason he became involved in politics. His major objection, what he calls a violation of the sanctity of the doctor-patient relationship.
It was a way of trying to get government or regulators, i.e. bureaucrats, to make the decisions about what is an appropriate intervention for an appropriate condition.
Gonzalez says Congress should have followed through with the promise of repealing the act with or without an alternative plan.
If I was in Congress tomorrow and you gave me the opportunity to repeal it and bring us back to 2007, I would go there in a heartbeat.
And says there are plenty of viable options.
There are so many solutions that you can come up with after you reverse us to 2007.
As legislators, for the moment at least, seem unable to come to any consensus, Bryant asks them to consider people like her daughter and those unforeseen medical emergencies.
It only takes one thing, one medical crisis, to change the course of your entire life. And you can't plan for that.
A straight repeal without a replacement seems unlikely to pass. Already 3 Republican senators have said they will not support that plan.